Empire Crypto TV here in Johannesburg, South Africa with Stone. It's been a long time since I've made it through the studio, and it's been a privilege doing the show right here on Empire Crypto TV. Looking at right now, what's happening is the big events in the BTC market right now. After this big dip that we have experienced in the past 2 days, of course, in the beginning of this week, of course, and it is because everything, supposedly, most analysts say that everything has been absorbed by this event that is taking place in Miami, Florida, which is taking place from the 6th to the 9th of April. Today is the 7th, today is the second day. And supposedly most of the investors are all focused on this, traders for cryptocurrencies and so forth. And of course, you have like some of the biggest people, that biggest investors in the crypto space, like these guys right here, who are hosting the show. They are the stars of the conference itself. These are big names, including a tennis champion. Jordan Peterson is a heavy intellectual persona in the media space. He is also a part of the conference as well, and he has this major influence. Serena Williams, the tennis champion, being part of the conference, of course. So everyone, traders, investors in the crypto space are looking in this conference with big eyes. Hence, we are seeing this halt from our bullish trend that was supposed to be happening. We were supposed to be going bullish for that fifth stage, but it's not bad because this dip is just at too deep. If I should put it like that, it just gone too deep. That's all. Okay, let us just look at the Bitcoin right now, which is trading at $43,000 per coin. Now I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. And I'm also going to look at the 1 day chart analysis as well. On a 1 hour chart, there is a possible bullish or bearish checkmate happening here. If you're a trader, you should mark the spot that if you should see a breakout from this resistance, which my resistance is at 43,916, and my support is at 42,816. For the BTC 1 hour chart, there is a possibility of a bullish or a bearish checkmate. For now, I can see a checkmate developing right here, a bullish checkmate. And if it does break through this resistance point, which is at $43,000 per coin, just going above, it's likely that it's going back to its traditional bullish trend that we were anticipating in the past few days, that it was going to be intact after that fifth stage taking place. But this current dip is also helpful in a sense that, because after the fifth stage of the Elliott wave theory that we have been experiencing, it would have been likely that we would have seen a sudden slump in the crypto space. There is a possibility that there will be a stronger bullish trend that we've been experiencing in the past few days, because after this conference, there will be clarity on what the investors or traders should do. Maybe they are holding, and plus, it's recently it's been the end of the month. March just ended, then April just began. So you have this thing of end of the month, people just pulling out most of their monies and going out and spending just before the Good Friday, because you will experience most people all across the world, for the Easters, people to withdraw most of their monies out of their investments, cryptocurrencies, or maybe people are investing even on stocks and on certain, financial instruments that they've been trading or investing on, like gold, even commodities. They shall just pull out some of these investors, and they would want to be spending. So we are going for a expenditure period in general. So you would see most people just pulling off some. So maybe most of the people who are going there to that biggest conference in Miami also just pulled up some of their expenditures and their expenses and preferring the dollar as their usage. But that is a small element that can affect this bearish trend. The most important that you should understand, this bearish trend is also created fundamentally due to the fact that this conference has absorbed most of the attention and most of the people are looking to that conference most of the time. Hence, we are seeing this strong dip that we did not anticipate until we understood the power of the conference that it has and the people who are influencing and the influencers that are in that conference. In the 1 hour chart, there is a possibility of a bullish checkmate, if I should say, or a bearish if it should break otherwise. Now, let us look at closer at the candlestick action in this zone of the checkmate zone. This is the checkmate zone that I'm looking at right now. Just sort of like put the title above so that people can understand bullish checkmates. These are checkmates in case anyone doesn't understand. So usually checkmate represents whether the market will continue going to that same path or it should create a reversal or we're going to see a reversal. Likely possibilities that we might see a reversal from this bearish dip that we're experiencing is that there is a bullish engulfing that has begun this checkmate, and then it went on. There is another bullish engulfing that happened, but bear in mind that there was also a bearish engulfing. So that's the checkmate nature of its performance right there. You seeing not clarity of whether there will be a bullish or a bearish influence within the trend. You know, there are bulls and bears within the trend, just sort of like going back and forth, and this creates lack of volatility as well. But volatility might be there, but not as much as we might anticipate. It is a sideways trend, if I should say. This is another way to put it. It's a sideways trend. And most of the time, the causes of sideways trend is people holding their investments, no matter what investment they may have. And them holding their investments, this can also have an impact on the market, on the lack of participation. And looking at the 1 hour chart right here, it is just a short-lived lack of participation. So getting prepared for a major bullish trend or uptrend is what's going to happen. Maybe this sideways trend may continue happening up until the conference is over. Maybe from the 10th of April going up, then we should see the original bullish trend returning. Maybe we might see even a worse part of it, which is a bearish trend, depending on the news, because the fundamental aspect of the market does affect the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in a very, very, very big way. Some would say, looking at last week's trend on a 1 day chart, we were discussing the Elliott wave theory that was taking place, and unfortunately, that wave theory coming to the fifth wave, that fifth bullish wave that we've been expecting to occur was short-lived. Because I can say this in the defense of my analysis during last week's. I just want to see this chart forming. Okay. Most importantly of all is that you should expect the unexpected most of the time when you are trading in the markets. Always have that element of expecting the unexpected, because it does happen, as you can see as proof. But it is just a temporary dip. Can the crypto recover from this temporary dip? Yes, it is possible, because I'm about to just show you that this dip has severely also has its panic amongst the people. People are just panicking about the dip, of course. Let me just remove some of these drawings. So we were looking at, my support was about here at this level, I think at 44,000, but it broke out up until the point of $42,000 per coin. But that is my support for now. But as you can see, it is starting to climb. But I am expecting to see a sideways trend until the 9th or until the 10th of April after the conference. Then we can see some clarity for what is going to happen within the BTC space. Right now, trading at $43,000 per coin. It has broken that resistance that I have put up. I even took out the drawings themselves and trying to anticipate on an intraday trade charts, because this chart is likely to be going sideways for some while. But as soon as I see a breakout right on a 1 hour chart, and then I can also anticipate that the daily chart will be just as much affected. And of course, there were also analysts and articles talking about this slowing down of our bullish trend. And as you can see, not only just the BTC itself, right there on the side, you can see other markets indices particularly are taking a knock as well. Now let us read this article that goes on to say false breakout for Bitcoin. I wouldn't say it's a false breakout. It was a true breakout, but fundamentally being slowed down, which means that breakout is still intact. It will return to its position. It's just the people who have lost money are the people who are doing short-term trading or intraday trading that have lost just money on that bearish trend. Okay, Bitcoin appeared. Okay, Bitcoin appeared to have made a very bullish move last week, yes, when it finally broke above $45,000 per coin. Yes, I remember that, of course. Sentiment in the broader markets has dipped in recent days, and Bitcoin has suffered as a result. Even prior to this, if it failed to capitalize on the initial breakout, which may have been a sign of what was to come. Yes, it did, failed, to capitalize in the sense that on that fifth wave, on that Elliott wave theory, if you look at some of my previous shows, they will tell you about the Elliott wave theory that was intact until that capitalization was broken down because of the announcement of the conference that is happening in Miami. It does have an influence. And so, because I'm looking at the news all around, there's nothing that is affecting cryptocurrency in a negative way. But while the trend is in the longer term may still be positive, yes, in the longer term is still positive, which is true. Hence, I also explained that we can be seeing a return of that bullish trend that we've been seeing last week. The current environment isn't making life easy. A break of the ascending trend line raises the question of how a big correction Bitcoin is facing. The resistance it faced from the same trend line supported that, says the analyst. Okay, has his own charts, right? I will not go through these charts and analyzing them because some people might not understand them from this standpoint. Hence, I will just have a simple chart with a simple indicator intact in it. Okay, I'll just take one indicator, which is the cross, MA cross for this 1 day chart. Let me just go all the way down right here. So I'm looking just for an MA cross, one of the indicators that I've been using in the past few weeks since I've been analyzing these charts. Okay, let me just make it a little bit bigger than it should be, because now I had this chart with my MA cross and all that, but now it just disappeared. But anyway, it's okay. All right. Looking at now, this is my slower moving average. So I'm gonna just put it there with the pink, or with the white, if I should say. The green one is my slower moving average. Okay, I just wanted to make it more visible. Right. So bear in mind, if you're using some of these indicators, you should be able to understand that these are not always 100% indicators that we are using. Okay, I don't like this chart because it looks like the candlestick that I've just I'm using. So I'm gonna just go to say maybe yellow. Yes, yellow will be good. Right. Even my uh, MA moving average cross right there. My slower moving average coming right underneath, and then my faster moving average above right there. It hasn't crossed. So when I see this cross, then it's a possible bearish trend, but it's not yet crossing, which means we are still on a bull run for a longer period. So this dip was just a temporary dip. So we should be expecting a recovery anytime soon. But for the time being, the market will be going sideways. So this moving average being above the faster moving average, which is a 9-period moving average, and then below you have a 26-period moving average. It is a sign that these moving average have not converged, which is with each other. So without that conversion, that means that we are far away from a bearish trend, and we are full on a bullish trend for a time to come. This is the daily chart for the BTC as well. Let us look at the other market as well, which is the coin market cap exchange data. And we are still, surprisingly, we're still on that 2 trillion this afternoon, 2 trillion coin market cap for the entire BTC landscape. And let us look at some of the biggest gainers. Okay, there's been losses on the BTC side. Ethereum lost. BNP sort of had that gain 1.87%. And Terra Luno, it has been fighting its back on that top seat of being the biggest gainer for the past 7 days. And in this past 24 hours, our biggest gainer is Avalanche or AVAX coin at this point in time, with 3.72% up. Avalanche today in the last 24 hours is the biggest gainer. In the last 7 days, it has to be Terra Luno with 2.2% and above. This is coin market cap, but the biggest gainers right there are all best ICOs, Bitcoin Metaverse, and Shiba Tobi. These are some of the new projects or biggest gainers that are gonna be somehow be making big moves on the crypto space. Trending, on the trending side, we have Solana, which is trending, Shiba Inu, which is the biggest, of course, in the crypto space. Or Terra Luno, no, I was thinking about Terra Luno. Okay, Shiba Inu. So is the trending. So the trending ones are the ones that are being spoken about a lot, the ones that are releasing powerful projects in and about the crypto space. And let us look at the other markets as well. Looking at the US oil, this is commodities, just analyzing just the commodities, just a quick analysis on the commodities are taking a knock. Okay, commodities are, there was some time ago when the oil prices went up, and when they went up, Bitcoin was sort of like weak. And when the prices were of Bitcoin were down, and commodities were like sort of taking a strong stride in an uptrend. So I'm looking at the 1-hour chart for the US oil. Looking at the US oil, it also took a knock for some time. Then it's looking to come back to its zone, and it's off from its 100 and something zone, and it's back to some 90 something zone at 96.07 per ounce in dollars. So there's been a crash also in commodities, Okay, so this idea of commodities rising when Bitcoin is coming down and Bitcoin going up when commodities coming down sort of like ended now. Sort of things I have leveled up, sort of things have like normalized. Maybe the sanctioning of the Russian and Ukraine war has eased up and normalized things eventually. Let us look at some of the stock. Let us look at the Apple stock. How is it doing so far? Okay, there's also been a crash, taking a downtrend as well in this past few days. And we did speak about the bearish engulfing that took place and heavy knock took on. And now, consequently, now you have a reversal right here on this spot. What you call is a bullish engulfing. Okay, you can change this. From bearish to bullish. Okay, we're also experiencing both trends, bullish and bearish. Okay, and bearish. Okay, I can just simply just type that and then just say okay. That's when I show it to the audience how this whole technical analysis system can talk. You also have a system whereby the Apple stock as well also experience. This is technical analysis where the Apple stock also experience both the bearish engulfing, there the market going down. Now also reversely experiencing the bullish engulfing and the market shooting right up right there. And as you can see, these uh, market patterns or trading patterns are quite effective if you study them well. Imagine if you have entered the market right there on that spot, you would have taken profits when you are trading on the stock market with the broker that you were, whoever, which broker that you might be using. You might have made a lot of money if you were trading in the stock market at that time. But that's the stock market. And going to some news, of course, and bulls. Okay, false breakout. Some news that came out: Bitcoin bulls may have. Now, this is a longer term prediction about cryptocurrency. Bitcoin bulls may have to wait until 2024 for the next BTC price rocket stage like 2021. I think it also has to do with that every 4 years thing that Bitcoin has. But before I carry on with that, I just want to read some of the shout outs and some of the messages that I'm receiving away. Philly Lefera, thank you very much for that. And also Bloom Morph Ben Ola, how are you, sir? How are you this afternoon? I hope you're enjoying the show. Of course, please do like and subscribe. I just want to show you some of the banners that we just gonna show. Okay, please share the live show and invite your friends. Okay, it's Empire Crypto TV, and subscribe and win. Of course, you can subscribe and win on the show, and we are up in the market analysis, doing it right now on Empire Crypto TV. Yes, some of these Bitcoin bulls may have to wait until 2024 for next BTC price rocket stage. Historical data calculates Bitcoin's next 10-time price surge only in 2 years' time. But analyst Peter Bredit is not convinced. So some analysts have some staggering predictions. They say in 4 years' time. Now, this is a longer term prediction. I know we are dealing with some short term prediction, medium term prediction, but this is a much longer term prediction. So this is just like in 4 years' time. I will not go into that, but there's some other news as well that have also sparked the attention here. Empire Crypto City here at home. South African Reserve Bank urges engagement on blockchain. So this whole CBDC is taking its course within most of the reserve banks, even in Abu Dhabi. I remember Reserve Bank Intergovernmental FinTech Financial Technology, in other words, working group, complete proof of concept. I know there's proof of work, proof of stake. Now, proof of concept project is a new one that I'm seeing. I should do some research based on proof of work concept. Okay, project on policy and regulatory applications of distributed ledger driven innovation in financial markets. This is the man behind Liseje Kganyago, governor of the South African Reserve Bank. Imagine, I think he's been holding that position quite fine. I wish I could have him on the show and have an exclusive interview regarding the CBDCs and how this whole system is going about it. Man, if anyone has connection on getting this guy on our show, please do contact us as well. And the South African policymaker, legislator, and regulator need more engagement with the fintech industry before distributed ledger technology can be incorporated in the nation's financial markets, according to a new report by the Central Bank and the Intergovernmental Fintech Working Group. Distributed ledger is digital record of transactions and contracts maintained in a decentralized form of across different locations. So they're trying to get ahead of the crypto space using the underlying technology of Bitcoin, which is the blockchain technology as well. So those are some of the big news as well. And then let us go to the market, or going back to the market. Bought what? ApeCoin. Let me just say ApeCoin. This project now has also took a stagger. Last time I checked, it was at $13 per coin, but now moved back to $11 per coin on a daily chart. As you can see now, the relative strength index is only getting reactive at this point in time right here. But let us see what happens after the conference. I think this Bitcoin, or this coin, not this Bitcoin, this ape coin may be shooting back to its highest level, even breaking it, because when it entered, it went to as far as $27. And there is a potentiality that it might go back there while it's at $11 per coin. For me, I'm betting on this ape coin in this after this conference and for this next bullish trend. But of course, I would like to also announce big news, big announcements, man. Empire Chain, okay? Empire Chain. This program is brought to you by Empire Chain. You can exchange your cryptocurrencies, your fiat, to Empire Chain. You want to buy or sell cryptocurrencies? Contact Empire Chain. It's a newly established exchange. Get out there. If you have some Bitcoin to exchange, cryptocurrencies that you might want to buy, Empire Chain does provide all the solutions and the services that you might want to consider when you want to exchange. So start trading. Go on your Google account, go on your website. Empirechain.net is the one. Empirechain.net. I repeat, empirechain.net. And start being a client right there. It's safe to use, and all cryptocurrencies, buy and sell BTCs on Empire Chain. And it's a slogan that we'll be pushing for the next years to come. And thank you very much for joining me tonight. It has been a great show. This is Empire Crypto TV with Stone. Until next time, bye-bye.